with another banging video. Honey, I wasn't following Nikki, but just now I had to start following the girl. A lot of people think that I'm some huge Nicki Minaj fan. Absolutely not. I love Nicki's music. That's not I love Nicki's music. And she's super talented, but I don't follow a lot of these people as you guys may think I do. I don't. I just don't like to see the hypocrisy against people. And when I see hypocrisy, I'm going to speak out about it because you see, Nikki is out here playing chess. And the entire black community, they're mad at her because they're saying Nikki is giving life to Donald Trump and she's not. Nikki's giving life to herself because she has been exposing the industry. And when you expose some people, when you say stuff about some people, what do you expect? They're going to want to come after her. Who's going to give her the protection? Her husband has been holding down the fort for so long, but he cannot do it by himself. Nikki needs people in high places and high spaces because they have been sending death threats off that girl. They've been swatting her home consistently. Guys, a lot of stuff is going on with Nikki. And I've got good information that she has people that are close to her that are basically being used to get to her, to delete her. And they are blackmailing her, okay? They want to blackmail her. And Trump is the gap in all of that for Nikki. Because many people, we've heard a lot of things about Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. But what Trump is doing, he's on the same page as Nikki. I don't know what Trump is involved in behind the scenes, but Trump is the one who wants to expose the predators. But the fact of the matter is, Trump is a puppet president. So the people who controls Trump, they are a part of that group. Those people, Jeffrey Epstein was working for those people. And I think we have all heard enough by now to know who those people are. So as such, Nikki is affiliating herself with the people who she believes are God-centric people who she believes are not involved. Guys, a lot of horrible stuff are going on. And you see this Jeffrey Epstein file? There are people who are talking about things. You see, the file was available. So first of all, it's so much like I'm getting so much information, I don't even know where to start. And they will never release the actual list. Because if you know what went on, you would not eat, you would not sleep. When I heard about some of the things that went on, listen, there are kids that were missing from Jamaica, ate it through that man. And the horrible, disgusting stuff. They are kids who got away, and they're traumatized. Okay? There's one young lady living in my country who has to be under 24/7's protection. 24/7's protection. Couple years ago, I met her at a church service. And she came to that church service to tell people what is going on. She was trafficked. And she's spiritual. You know, those people that are intuitive and the ones that says that they have spirit guides and that's how she got away. You guys don't know the half of what is going on. You guys don't know the half of what is going on. You think you know, but you have no idea. If you all know what is truly going on, you would want them to lock down the internet. You would not even want to use social media ever again. You would not even want to send your kids to school. You would never post a photograph of your child on the internet if you truly know what's going on. If you truly know what they did, you would never allow your child out of your sight. Never. It's horrible. And it's not just the things of having inappropriate action with them. I don't even want to tell you guys. Do you see the file that the DOJ released last Friday? It was available to many people months before. It was available to many people years before. It's just that they had a lot of people who went through the files, and those people, many of them regret being a part of that team. Regret being a part of that. Like, I don't know when you guys are going to start paying attention to what is actually going on. And the witch hunt that you guys have for Jay-Z. How does that make sense? How does it make sense you have a witch hunt going on for Jay-Z and not for the other people? How does that make sense? In that file, they said Jay-Z witnessed Harvey Weinstein doing something to minors. Doing something to a minor. Jay-Z witnessed it, but they're playing mind games with you guys. They're playing mind games with you. Just like what they did with the Diddy case. Just like what they did with that Sean Diddy Combs case. Until this day, Cassie hasn't gotten an ounce of justice. You guys realize who got all the justice in that Sean Diddy Combs trial? The men that were sex trafficked. The men. I don't know when you guys are going to wake up to really pay attention to what is going on. And I see commoners in my comment section, and I have to call you guys commoners because that's what they see us as. Commoners. You people are out here saying that you saw Jay-Z with kids. If you saw that shit, you wouldn't even open your mouth. If you saw that shit, you wouldn't even be on the internet typing carelessly. You would know the dangers that comes with that. If you saw that. If you saw that, you would know the dangers that comes with that. Okay? So I don't even know. Some of you are just so loose-lipped. Loose lips. And loose lip sinks ship. Loose lips. Because if you guys should know even a fraction of the truth, you guys would never allow your kids outside without you being out there. You would never allow them in school. You would never sleep or eat ever again. If you guys should know how evil, just how evil and how deep and dark these things really goes. You guys would never eat, never sleep. When I was, one thing about this little island, everyone would say, nothing that happens in Jamaica is a secret. And it's not. Because people are going to whisper and whisper and whisper. And when people started whispering, I was horrified. And I came across a few content creators on TikTok who got wind of many of the information and they were talking about it. And when those TikTokers were talking about it, people were in that comment section of those videos telling those creators that they are crazy and they're having manic episodes because the information is so graphic. No one believed them and no one will ever believe them. That file that they released on Friday, it was available to a lot of people. That's where Tony Busby Jane Doe lawsuit is coming from. What is that telling you? You guys, I don't know when you're going to wake up. I don't know when you're going to wake up. But, hey, y'all want Jay-Z? Keep going after Jay-Z while everyone else makes good their escape right in front of your eyes, not my eyes. Because I'm looking at them and I'm looking at what no one is talking about. But me, I will not be talking about those people. Those people You know what those people are going to start doing? They're going to start taking out content creators, and not just any content creators, because there's some content creators who are hitting the nail on the head, while some of them are just doing sensational videos. Jay-Z. They're content creators who actually see what's going on, and you guys who actually see what's going on, I'm going to urge you all to be careful, because if you don't have the security and the protection, I would say don't venture into some territories, because some of you guys see it. Some of you guys see what's going on. But Nicki Minaj and Jay-Z, Nicki is over there going off on Jay-Z, and she is including photographs of Jay-Z and Aaliyah and all of that jazz, right? No. Let me say this before we get into this. I don't know if Jay-Z and Aaliyah had a relationship. Okay? I'm just talking about what I see here. I don't know if they had a relationship. We know Jay-Z and R. Kelly had a relationship, but I don't know if Aaliyah and Jay-Z had one. They seem to be very close back in the days. I know that he wanted her to be his girl, and she was just into Dame Dash at the time, allegedly. So Nicki tweeted on Twitter 16 hours ago, "Are y'all understanding that these people have been sacrificing children as a way of gaining and maintaining power? If you ever vote Democrats again, you're just as soulless as they are and will perish. Maybe it's time for me to do some story times, since I was trying to not say what I know, yet they continue to attempt bullying. Also, I won't be releasing an album until my contract is renegotiated and until I tell you about all the sabotage this Rico is finding out about Billboard." I don't think Nicki needs to tell anyone about the sabotage that Billboard has been doing, because we have seen what Billboard has been doing. And Billboard doesn't only do it to Nicki. They do it to other artists too. We see how the Grammys have done to Nicki. We see Billboard, and it's not just Billboard. Even the streaming platforms do it against her as well. They all do it. They all do it. Nicki stated again also, your favorite artist has been practicing rituals in a satanic cult where they take babies from other countries and mutilate and kill them as a form of a blood sacrifice to their god. You see, when your master is Satan, you must constantly shed blood. However, the jig is up. So she has a photo of Chucky with his margarita. No, she also says Fat Lizzo lost 300 pounds just to sell 300 albums. So now she has loose skin and a flop album and a weird charge. Sheesh. With the Chucky emoji again. No. The energy is shifting back. Everyone is on Nicki's side again. I'm going to do another video on these, because I know that some people's attention span, it is really short. And some of the things that Nicki is talking about that you think she's talking about just Jay-Z, it's not just Jay-Z. It's not just Jay-Z. And what we all should realize is that Nicki has never attended these industry events. When she did early out in her career, she realized that a lot of things weren't right, and she disassociated herself. Nicki not getting acknowledged in certain spaces and certain categories, it's not just because of her not listening to those people with that Catholic performance. No, it's not just that. It goes beyond that. That's what they want you to believe, but it goes way beyond that. But we're going to talk some more in another video. Peace.